I want to read a quote from one of our stories by Chris Palmieri and Lucas Shaw, saying that basically this is not surprising. The only thing not consistent is that Sumner didn't fire Dauman earlier. That's what monarchs do. They kill people in the pipeline who represent a threat. That's from Jeff Sonnenfeld, a management professor at Yale. Could be.
Yeah, but the people here, Philippe Dauman and George Abrams, I mean, they are long-time trusted confidants of Sumner Redstone, have helped him build this company from scratch.
Decades, right?
For decades. So from that perspective, investors are stepping back and saying that this is a shocking move that occurred over the weekend. And I think investors are really questioning who made this move. Was it in fact Sumner? It would be very surprising, I think, to some investors if that in fact were the case. Or is it his daughter, Sherry, influencing Sumner? So those are the questions that I think the suits are going to try to...
And he is shut in at the moment at home.
Correct.
The other question, though, is that Dauman hasn't exactly, been wonderful for the stock price for the last few years. So, I mean, there would have been a case to maybe get rid of him anyway.
Absolutely. This is a media stock that has underperformed its big cap peers. The operations have underperformed. There's traditionally been a very weak ratings across many of their cable networks that have required over the last year a lot of investment to try to drive those ratings. The Paramount Film Studio has fallen behind some of its other peers in Hollywood. So if you take a look at the overall fundamentals of the company, there clearly is an argument to be made, and investors certainly have made it by pushing the stock down, that this management team has not performed well, certainly over the last 2 or 3 years.
Always a risk to judge a story on an intraday move, but the stock's higher.
Exactly.
8 minutes into the session. What's that tell you?
I think it tells us that investors are saying something is going to happen here. We're going to get a turnover in maybe management, maybe board structure, certainly within turnover in terms of the trust that manages this company. One of the outlooks or one of the outcomes could possibly be, a sale of some or part of this company to maximize shareholder value. I think that's a little presumptuous, because I think the real question that investors have to answer is, what is the trust really looking to do? Are they looking to maximize shareholder value, or are they looking to perhaps just continue the legacy of Sumner Redstone, which would argue for nothing happening?
Yeah, I mean, National Amusements owns 80% of the voting rights of Viacom and of CBS, and this is apparently what Sherry Redstone wants to get control of, and this is what Sumner has been against. What decides this, or who decides this? Is it the board of directors right now? Is it the courts?
Ultimately it's going to be the trust that decides how the shares of National Amusements in Viacom and CBS are going to be voted. But it looks like right now the initial part of contention will certainly be in the courtroom, as Philippe looks to really challenge this ruling by Sumner Redstone. So that's going to be the initial point of
Does Sherry have any support among directors?
She does. She does. She has support, and now with 5 directors, plus the 2 more that she's going to add, that'll be 7. She will have presumably control over the trust now, which she did not have under the prior structure.